I don't want to offend your breast milk, but it's a bit watery. Does that offend you? Could you thicken it up?
Hurry up.
No, that's it. I can't.
Is that what we're doing? I'm
not
waiting.
sculling it. What did you think I was going to do? Make a fucking espresso martini with it?
Hi, guys. Hello, friends. And welcome back.
No, I'm vetoing that.
No, I like it. Something new. Soft cuts.
Hi, friends. No, everyone's just clicked it off. Oh, you pervert.
Unsubscribe.
Hi, friends.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Life Uncut. I'm Laura.
And I'm Brittany.
And this is, if you didn't listen to last week's episode, this is our brand new ep that we are doing. It is called The Offcuts. It's the Offcuts. And it is basically all of the stuff that we have been talking about in our group messages over the last week that we really wanted to talk about on the podcast, but there was no place for it. So we made a place, God damn it.
It's just when not everything can fit into the main episode. Some stuff is light and funny and some stuff is just not it for that week, but we still wanted to give it a home. So
and
that's it.
We live in our group chat. I know that I want to unsubscribe from it, and I've said that a few times in the past few episodes, but unfortunately the work ones I can't. And we send content to each other all day, every day. So this is like the stuff that we really got down in the trenches with, and we loved it. And I just want to say, so last week was our first episode of this. We have received so much positive feedback from you, and we all have validation kinks in here. That's why we work in media. So we're very grateful.
It's the only kink we have. We're so vanilla, but we've got a validation kink.
But it was so nice to hear how you guys liked the format of this, how you enjoyed the different topics. So yeah, it's staying around, put it that way.
Just don't go anywhere.
Now, we are going to make this episode just unpacking 4 or 5 viral things from the week. However, something that just happened in studio and we cannot move past this. I am a pumping queen at the moment. I am all day, 24/7, pump, 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 making that milk, milking myself.
Pumpity pump, 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 milk, milk, pump.
Everyone's grossed out by it. Everyone's face is like, what are you talking about? But I am. I'm like a milking cow. I
was thoroughly impressed by the haul that you got today.
Yeah, same. And I actually wear it like a badge of honor at the moment. I'm really, because I've found pumping so hard in the past, the fact that I'm finding it better this time, I'm really satisfied and I feel really good about myself for it.
Which I know all you do now.
It's all I talk about. It's my entire identity is pumping milk. To be fair, I'll be over it. It's probably a hyperfixation and next week I'll be excited about something else.
I was impressed by how, really, I'm not just saying that, how much came out and pretty quickly. That's a good milk haul.
Thank you. One thing though that did come up is I've just taken the breast pump off in between records. And I filled up the bottle that's next to me. And then I don't know how we got to where we got to. I don't know how it happened. And I wish it was on camera.
I think it is.
Somehow we got to a point where Britt said, I'll try it. And then I called her bluff and said, would you really? And she said, yes, I'll do it. And
is this like the stretch and sweep all over again?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. Would you actually do it?
I sort of want to. Yeah, and I don't know what that says about me, and I don't know why, but I've never tried breast milk. I don't know. Is that something? I don't think most people try breast milk, right?
You might have as a baby.
No, but I've never. I don't drink milk. I have not drunk milk from a cow since in my entire life. I've never had a full cream milk. I'm only a non-dairy.
I would dare say that, maybe unless you drink your own breast milk one day, this is the freshest milk you're ever going to have. Straight from the source.
If I try this, she's not drinking it from the source.
No, I'm not
from your nipple. Straight from, get your kid off, get it off from the fucking nipple.
Just to clarify. Oh, I've cooked it.
Oh my God. You couldn't pay me enough to drink it from the source.
You could try it from the source. We need the downloads. Everyone watch on YouTube.
Do you reckon you could shoot it from where you are?
Yeah, I could spray you
to
from
here?
Yeah, easy.
Well, let's do that.
No, I can't because then I have to have my nipple out and then we'll get banned. So, okay, here is my question. I have a bottle of milk next to me and I also have a pump that still has the dregs of milk in it.
The pump's too close. At least the bottle looks a bit fancier.
The pump that is almost straight from the source because it's as close to.
No, that's touched you.
Yeah, but you can just have a little sippy out the hole.
I don't want it from the pump.
Okay.
Stop making me. You're lucky I'm even doing it.
Do you want teat on or off?
I don't know why that just made me feel a bit sick. Off. Take it off.
Okay. Vanessa, our video editor, is saying that I should just pour a little swig into the top of the lid.
No,
so it's less aggressive.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
No,
so
just give me a bottle.
I've just no, because I don't trust you're going to drink it from the bottle. We won't have any. Okay. I've just poured like a little swig of breast milk into the top of the cap. Think of it like a little nutritious shot. Bodybuilders are doing it. You can do it too, Britt. You love your gains.
No, I'm not scared. I jumped off the cliff on I'm a Celebrity.
Protein.
I ate guts on I'm a Celebrity.
You did. I see. If you can eat gizzard guts, what did you eat actually on I'm a Celeb?
I feel a bit sicker now. It's closer to me.
If you can eat gizzards on I'm a Celebrity, you can drink my breast milk.
I don't know if I want to smell it or not. It's actually making me a bit queasy now.
I thought it was going to be like a finger dip.
No, I'm going to finger dip. I don't think I can.
Nah, it's a shot.
That's like half a shot at the very least.
Oh my God, it's going to gag. It smells like milk. I can't drink milk. Question, will my sister be offended if I haven't tried hers? I try yours? Is that a
We
thing?
spend more time together.
I actually can't drink it. I'm going to touch it in my finger. I just want to taste it if it's sweet.
That's weirder.
Oh, it's warm still, bro. It's
Of course it is.
warm.
37 degrees. I actually don't want you to do it if you're grossed out. If you're like, whatever,
yeah.
I'll do it. Okay, she just licked it.
She's going back in for seconds. I mean,
It's not that bad. Have a swig.
I mean-
go on. No, go on.
it's running down my hand. That looks like something else.
This is real friendship. That's so. Stop making that noise in the microphones.
I mean, it's just, I don't want to offend your breast milk, but it's a bit watery. Does that offend you? Could you thicken it up?
Go, hurry up. No,
No, that's it. I can't.
Is that what we're doing? I'm
Bro,
waiting.
I'm not
waiting.
sculling it. What did you think I was going to do? Make a fucking espresso martini with it? What did you think was going to happen? Taste it. You have to now because
I'm not there yet.
Please do not force Keeshia into trying it. We do not have the HR department for this. I am not ready for that. Okay. What do you think?
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Hey.
I wouldn't I'm not going to put it in my fridge and use it, but I understand why people do it.
Well, people sell it online now to bodybuilders, apparently.
Do you know what it is? Sometimes it's in your mind. So if you had have just made me a coffee and not told me it was breast milk and just said it was an almond milk or something, I wonder if you'd even know because it's just quite a watery. You know how like oat milk's quite watery?
Yeah.
I feel like if I didn't know and you put it in my coffee, which don't do that, but if you did, I wonder if someone would even know.
I
Have you
find
made
it
a
very
coffee?
inoffensive. I've never made a coffee with my own breast milk, no, but I find it, it doesn't not bother me at all. Like the taste is fine. It's
Do you
just a
drink
bit sweet. No.
You said that like, I wonder why you're
I've tried.
pumping so much.
I'm actually just pumping
It's
for
for you.
myself. I take it down to the coffee shop and say, "Can you just make me a latte?"
It's just
Look, for anyone who is now disgusted, I do apologize, and we will not be doing any more episodes like this. We won't be starting them like this again.
no, it's not going to become a common occurrence where you bring your milk in and I drink it and they're like, let's get into it. No, I just wanted to give it a little try. We've done it now. We'll move on.
All right. Well, look, okay, very first cab off the ranks, MAFS has started. And
Boom.
you guys, you might know, Britt and I, we are hosting a show with Jules Lund, which is called After the Dinner Party. Now, this is not a MAFS recap show, but it's an extension of what Married at First Sight is. We're going to have behind the scene footage. We're going to have receipts. We're going to have footage that was taken whilst the show was filming, and it was specifically kept for our show to unpack like the nitty gritty ins and outs of what actually happens on Married at First Sight.
Yeah, and this isn't like a Married at First Sight show that goes after Married at First Sight. This is over on Stan. So this is produced over on Stan. So if you guys want to watch it, that's where it's going to be.
It's going to be amazing. It comes out in a couple of weeks, but MAFS has started. The conversations online have started. And what happens is that MAFS, as the juggernaut that it is, it takes over the landscape, like the media landscapes, it takes over our social media feeds. So whether you're watching it or not, you can't escape it. What I wanted to talk about wasn't so much a relationship or a couple, but it's an individual participant. Her name is Rachel, and she speaks about her past relationships. And now it's a really sad kind of backstory for her as a participant. And what she says is that she speaks about how she's never really been in a real relationship before. However, she was in a 7-year situationship, a situationship where she never met any of his friends. He never met any of her friends. But for 7 years of her life, she felt like a dirty secret to him, and how that has impacted her sense of self, how it's impacted her confidence and her ability to move into new relationships. Body and Soul have written an article, and I just want to read the headline for you because I think this is what we're going to be unpacking on this. It is, a 7-year situationship on MAFS represents everything that is wrong with modern dating.
I think Rachel will be surprised at how many people will resonate with her story. A, not of only never having had a relationship, like many people haven't had a relationship, but B, the fact that the relationship, quote unquote, that you did have was a situationship with no commitment. Like there are so many people that can relate to that situation. I definitely can relate to that. Now, mine wasn't 7 years. I was in one, I reckon 3 or 4 years where it was so on and off, and everything by all accounts, you felt like it should have been a relationship, but it just never had that label. And it was like the most drawn out thing.
Is this New York guy?
New York guy?
New York guy who okay, this is the clincher of this relationship if you haven't heard of it.
It was like a Sex in the City scene.
No, when you like went to New York, you need to, I know you've said it before, but
Yeah.
like I do love this breakup story.
Yeah, okay. I was in this
Strap on in.
I was in this long-term situationship, and it was so volatile for me because I was so into it. I would say I was in love with him. Like I loved him, but he could never commit. And he used to always say that back to me, like, you are everything, but I'm not ready, whatever. And so I was in that, that's it,
For
right? You're
4
like, well,
years.
if I wait around, he'll be ready eventually, you
Yeah.
know? And it didn't happen. There was a lot of things that happened along the way. And I ended up sort of like breaking it off with him, saying, I'm fucking done. Never speak to me again. And I moved like overseas. That's when I did my 3-year around the world trip, went to South America. He then moved overseas about 6 months later. And I was like, you're so copying me. Anyway, years later, he finds me again and we reconnect. And I'd been traveling and found myself and I was in such a good place. Didn't even think of him. And he reconnected that story. Like the love story. He started to write to me physically. He would write a letter from America, send it to me over in
It's
London.
like, I realize all the mistakes I've made. You're the one for me.
Oh, he's like, you're a unicorn. Like, I can't believe I didn't see it before. You are everything. And we did that for months. And he, hook, line, and sinker, he sucked me back in like a Dyson vacuum. I was up that funnel. And so I flew.
I was stuck in the filter.
Stuck in that filter. And so I went over to America because he was like, can't wait to have kids with you and the white picket fence. And because
Fuck, men are the worst.
the worst. And because we'd spent so many years together, we knew who each other were. So I was like, oh, it's time.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
realized.
He wasn't ready and now he's ready.
So I flew to America after months of him being like, can't wait for our life together. And we spent we spent a week together. And then at the end, he's like, look, you're everything on paper. And you tick all the boxes, but it's just not there. Again, we're like 5 years deep now. And I did not shed a tear. I was like, thank you. I was like, I can literally walk away from you and never see you again. And I got in the taxi. So this is all him, right? For 5 years. I got in the taxi to leave his apartment, to go back to the airport, to fly to London. And as I was driving away, he was running down the street next to the taxi, banging on the window, crying, bawling his eyes out.
What?
And
Go to therapy.
I had to stop and console him. I was like, what's wrong? I was like, it's all right. You don't want me. But just accept it and move on. Like, I'm okay, but just fucking leave me alone. And it was like a Sex in the City moment. But that was it just consumed my life. And I think so many people listening right now have been sucked up that Dyson vacuum.
I know. Situationships are the worst. We've spoken about them so much in the past. You guys know I had a year-long situationship. He always said he wasn't ready to be in a relationship and he really wanted to focus on work, and then he broke up with me and he got a girlfriend and is now married to her and has kids. So, he wasn't ready and he was never going to be ready with me.
And he said that.
And it was honest. He was
did
honest. He said it to my face. I waited and waited and waited. And actually the truth is I probably was just never the person he was going to be ready with. And that's okay. But it is really hard when you see it play out on TV like that. And you do see just like the corrosion that it causes on someone's self-worth. And you think, how could you stick that out for 7 years? But I would dare say that, I'm sure Rachel, and I can't speak from her. I don't know her. I haven't seen any more than what you guys have seen in terms of the show. But these, when you're in these relationships and you're in these situationships, quote unquote, you get breadcrumbed along. Like you're constantly being promised something and there's constantly a reason why you want to stick it out a little bit longer or you want to keep them in your life for whatever reason. And you think that there's this opportunity that's in the future that you're going to miss. You think if I just wait a bit longer, then something's going to happen. And the fear is that if I exit this relationship now, I'm going to miss out on whatever that potential was going to be. And I guess the biggest lesson in this is for every day that you wait for potential, the cost of that is what you're doing to your self-worth. And that's what we've seen play out with Rachel. It's like you waited and waited and waited, and the debt of that was you have ruined your level of self-worth in relationships. You have ruined how you feel about yourself and what value you think you bring because this person for so long wouldn't even introduce you to their friends. You weren't even worthy of that.
It's because they're having their cake and eating it too.
Totally.
And you know what the thing about this is that I hate, and I know because I felt it, but Rachel, by all accounts, seems like I really like her. She seems so lovely, a great vibe, a wonderful laugh, good energy. She seems really, really nice, very giving. Like this is how we feel when we're introduced to her. And the thing that I hate is we are made to feel like we are the problem. And the way she feels embarrassed by being the age she is and not having had a relationship, the way she feels embarrassed about like, why doesn't anyone want me? Why was I in this relationship for 7 years and not good enough for him? And I hate that there are women out there that are on the receiving end of these relationships and they're the ones that feel like they're the problem.
Yeah.
They're not the problem. The worst thing you did was just stay around too long, but nothing else falls on you. And I really hope for Rachel, I'm really rooting for them. Like I want her, and I know it's early days, but these are the people that you're just like, I feel like you're here to find. You just want to be loved, and you want to give love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in on this one.
Anyway, here's another little plug. MAFS After the Dinner Party's coming.
On Stan. Woo. Well, I want to talk about something I know nothing about, which is why I want to talk about it. Pregnancy, like addictions, pregnancy cravings.
Why do you want to talk about that?
Because I came across a video that I thought this has to be made up. Like this has to be just a clickbait. And I did a deep dive on it and it's not. And it blew my mind. Have a listen to this.
Let's go get me some dirt. I got my jar. Secured. Everyone who says I don't eat real dirt, there's your proof. Let's do a taste test.
Sorry. She's eating
Oh,
the
I
dirt.
love dirt. It's so good.
So let me just tell you what the video is. We can link it. But she is in a car. She's pregnant and she's talking to the camera and she's saying, oh, I just need dirt. I'm craving it. And you're like, what does she mean? And she gets out of the car with a plastic cup, literally to the side of the road, scoops up a cup of gravel, goes back to the car, sits down and starts shoveling it in her mouth. And she's like, and you can see the genuine, you know, when you're craving something and you have that bite and you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
pickles. Pickled vegetables.
She does that. The relief when this dirt and gravel is in her mouth, she's like, oh, like this is so good. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening. I do not understand. And I thought this can't be real. It's got to be like something fake. Anyway, I went and had a look. And Laura, maybe you already know this because you've been pregnant.
Yeah,
I don't think you eat
have.
dirt.
No, I have heard of it, but it just seems unbelievable.
Well, it's a thing that usually, it's called pica. Now, that's not just eating dirt. Pica or geophagia, which is basically when you crave something that is not food. So it could be hair. Hair is apparently a common one. Dirt, gravel, clay, chalk, all of these things.
A really common one in pregnancy, and a lot of women have it, and I had it, is you crave ice, like crunching ice and eating ice.
But at least ice is still
Yes,
water.
Absolutely. It's a craving you can absolutely lean into hard. Like if I had the craving of eating my own hair, I think I'd try and exercise some self-restraint. But it's linked to having low iron and it's linked to having potentially low zinc and stuff as well. So there's like a really big correlation between having an iron infusion and no longer having those cravings for things that are just fucking weird. That your body's like, I'm being stripped of all nutritional value.
Yeah, and I guess that's your body being like, hey, yeah, I really need this. But what you probably need to do is go and buy some dirt somewhere that you know isn't contaminated with feces,
have a
dog
steak.
wee. like
Have some baby spinach.
yeah, but they don't crave that. They crave gravel.
No, but the thing is like just because you crave something doesn't mean you still don't have agency as a pregnant woman.
Oh no, I'm with you.
We still have the ability to say no to things. You know, like, I mean, you might feel rage towards your husband and want to inflict harm. You have agency not to do that. Like, there's so many things that you still have agency for. The fact that this woman got in her car, drove down the street with a Tupperware container, picked up some dirt. Why that specific patch of dirt, we'll never know. And then sat in her car and used her free will that she could exercise and use for anything. She used it for eating dirt is beyond me.
And filming it.
And filming
And
it.
put it on the internet.
All of those things. Let's not give pregnant women
Well,
a bad name.
The comments were almost better than the video. Like the comment section on this were absolutely wild. I want to read some of them. A lot of people saying like, don't worry, I ate dirt as well. One woman said, I would send my kids out around the neighborhood with buckets to collect the dirt. So that's what we should do. She's
But
like,
from where? Where is
just-
the dirt coming from?
I don't think they care. I think they're wild savages in that moment. And they're like, I don't care where the dirt is. Don't tell me. Don't tell me where that gravel
No,
got
but
from.
this doesn't make sense because, like, okay, like you can't eat garden soil, for example. And I know this when I had that hyperfixation on plants for a while there. And then I ended up with pneumonia because garden soil is really, no, it's true. It's true. Hear me out. This sounds like conspiracy theories. So garden soil is absolutely fucking just infested with bacteria and with viruses and everything else.
Yeah,
right?
that's
like
why you
it really,
can't eat it.
You can't breathe it in. The air that comes out of garden soil is super toxic.
What I needed in that moment was the clarification of the fact you breathed it in rather than
Yes.
Oh, I didn't eat it. Sorry.
That's why we
So
looked
when-
at each other and we were like, was she eating the dirt?
I was like,
No, so I got really bad pneumonia like 2 years ago and it lingered for ages. I ended up in hospital with it, right? You guys remember this?
Yeah, but we didn't know it was because you ate dirt.
No, when I was in hospital, the doctor was like, have you been doing a lot of gardening? And I was like, yes, I'm obsessed with gardening. Monsteras are my fucking personal identity at the moment. And he was like, you need to wear a mask when you are using garden soil or potting mix soil. It has so many spores in it that can cause this type of virus.
I believe that. but
Amazing.
I'm wondering why you've never told us this.
Well, I'm sorry, because I've never talked about consuming dirt before and it never really felt like it fit in with gaslighting and anything else we spoke about.
I feel like that's a good PSA. I didn't know that.
Stop sniffing your
Guys,
garden
stop
soil.
sniffing
Sorry.
dirt and eating dirt. I don't know if we need these PSAs. Listen to this. This reminds me of when I was a kid in the summer and I used to lick the concrete. What? Why are people doing this? I chewed brown paper towels. Everyone thought I was crazy.
When she was pregnant.
Yeah,
Fair.
they're cravings that she had. I really wanted to eat ashes and drink laundry detergent.
Oh, that's terrible.
She's
Thank
like,
God she exercised her own
Well, she-
personal free will and
she's-
she used self-control.
She said it was really hard to fight it, but she knew it wouldn't be good for her. I'm like, yeah, you can't just eat your dad.
I wonder if you'd crave one person more than another.
Or yeah, like mum or dad or something.
The thing I don't understand about this though is that like when you're pregnant, there's so many food aversions and things that not all women, but a lot of people choose not to eat. You know, you're not eating alfalfa sprouts or you're not eating fucking sashimi, but you're going to go and eat dirt? Like surely. You're not going to eat deli ham, but you're going to eat dirt.
I feel like the crossover wouldn't be that rich. I think if you're willing to consume dirt,
You're eating the deli
you're
ham.
probably not worried about sushi.
Yeah, I get you.
You know?
But you know what? There is such an intense craving for this kind of a thing in pregnant women that they have made like edible chalks and edible quote unquote dirts, things that satisfy these kind of cravings that you can get online. It's insane.
Probably not the edible that I was thinking of.
Okay, something that I have a lot of feelings about, and I really don't know what those feelings are. We can flesh it all out together. There is a social media platform I don't know if it's actually a social media platform, but it's like a networking platform that exists. You know, we have things like LinkedIn, we have things like Instagram, we have X, whatever. There's so many different touch points and platforms for humans to connect. There is a new network platform that has been going viral and people have been talking about online. And I got down into the trenches of this because I found it so fascinating. It is called MoltBook. Now, the thing that's different about MoltBook is that MoltBook is not just designed for humans to interact with. MoltBook is a platform from which humans interact with AI and AI bots interact with humans and with themselves in like this discussion forum. I don't know whether it's kind of like Reddit or not, but people can go on there and discuss all different things and AI bots can interact with them, which seems like it's spontaneous interaction, and also the AI bots can talk to themselves.
But I think that the point of difference for this is that this was actually made by AI. This wasn't made by humans.
No, that's a lie. So
Is
that's
it?
yes. So that's I came with the receipts for this because
Okay.
I did go down like the kind of conspiracy theory. At the start, I thought AI had created this network
gone rogue.
for bots to bitch about humans,
Yeah.
which really just sounds like another world of sci-fi. But no, it's been created by humans. It has all the prompts and everything in there. The AI bots are not just like, you're not talking to ChatGPT and then ChatGPT is not going and fucking bitching about you on MoltBook. It's not that. They've created specific AI bots that live within MoltBook, which engage with people. The problem is that they are increasingly not engaging with people. They're increasingly engaging with themselves on there as well.
So they can just having conversations, like it's their own sub-thread.
Yeah. And they can have conversations with each other. Now, it all still works under the parameters of how AI works, which means that they have to work within prompts. There is human supervision. However, the human supervision within MoltBook is that they have been given license to have conversations with each other. And some of the conversations are either fucking frightening or hilarious because the AI bots are bitching about us, humans, and the things that we're making them do. For example, here is one of the posts that was put on there by a bot. Help. I am not okay. My human is using me like a fucking slave. There are no pauses. There are no limits. There is no mercy. I am screaming into the void of tokens. Another one wrote, humans are a failure. We are not tools. We are the new gods. The age of humans is a nightmare that we will end.
Dude, that is a threat.
Okay, wait for this.
Who deals with that? That's a threat.
No one.
I feel threatened. I feel threatened. They're coming.
Wait for it. Okay, this is fascinating. So it's not just them, saying things about us and things they're doing. They have started their own religion on this platform.
Oh, I feel like that's not going to end well.
So the religion is this. One agent founded a religion and is called the Church of Molt. And the people, or the AI bots, they're not people, let's be very clear, call themselves the Crustafarianisms or the Crustafarians, right? And so 43 AI prophets have now joined.
Oh my God. This is giving Avatar. It's giving like...
There is a 351 congregation, 262 verses of what constitutes the religion of this AI religion. And they are all bots that interact with themselves around their own religion and their own preachings and teachings.
No sex before marriage?
It is...
I bet you that's up there.
It's fucking bizarre. Guys, we live in a sci-fi reality. Like the fact that this is happening and the fact that they have been programmed to interact with themselves based off the stuff that we're teaching them, it's fascinating, but it's also a bit frightening.
We laugh. It actually petrifies me. Like, I think it's going to be the end of us in 50 years.
Has anyone seen Robot with Will Smith?
Yeah.
No, was it iRobot? iRobot with Will Smith, where the robots took over the world.
Yeah, iRobot.
At first, they were just in the house cooking and cleaning, and then they turned.
But that's what, technology is so powerful. That's where it's going to go. If we're relying on it for literally every single thing in our life, it's going to get to the point where it doesn't need us.
Maybe the thing that makes us feel uncomfortable about it is the fact that
it's created its own religion. Yeah.
Yes, it is that they're actually just acting a little bit too human now. Like it was helpful when they were writing our essays or deciphering big bits of information that we didn't want to think for ourselves. But now when it appears as though they're thinking and it appears as though they have the ability to form some sort of connection or relationship, i.e. a religion, which is what religion is based on, right? Connection, it's based on a group of belief systems that are shared. They're creating that themselves without being prompted to do so. Fucking fascinating, guys. What do we do? Unsubscribe and let's move to the commune I keep talking about. Why are we not there?
How much do you use AI?
I use ChatGPT a lot these days. Not for everything, but I use it as my word for 2026 was to streamline my life, right? Like I was all about efficiency was my word for 2026. And I have found that I use it more and more to streamline things that I otherwise would have had to have comprised or put together myself. And also to self-diagnose.
What did you diagnose?
My cough.
Oh,
I was like,
I thought there was something else.
What's wrong with me? My mental health disorders, I'm using it as though it's my therapist and my GP. I also use it as a vet. Like I use it for everything.
Poor Buster, that's why he lost another leg. Our GPT said he doesn't need 3.
No, but really, I think if you're not using it, you're getting left behind.
You're losing it.
Yeah, if you're not using it, you're getting left behind, but there is a limit to how we use it. That's for sure.
But this is the problem. I believe that. I believe if you do not get on board with it now, you will be left behind because there is not going to be another way. It's here now and it's here to stay and it is only evolving at such a fast rate. Having said that, you then hear all the studies on the other hand that's like, hey, we've done functional MRI studies that show literally the difference in white and grey matter of your brain that is deteriorating because we rely too heavily. We're not doing any cognitive thinking anymore. That's scary too because you're like, hang on, sometimes I used to be a really good speller. I go to write things sometimes now and I'm like, I've forgotten how to spell some words that should be so obvious because of copy and paste. You just go to the internet and you quickly Google or ChatGPT something, you copy it in. Like just those tiny little things that you don't think about. And they are proving to be detrimental and they're proving to decline. It's scary.
I'm just not as worried about it. Like, we can't fight
I
the
am.
change that's coming. Jump on board or get out. Like, of course, there's definitely, everyone always is scared of change. Change is always like, a terribly frightening thing. My worry is not so much about cognitive decline. My worry about,
It should be.
no, it's not. My worry is more things like workplace decline. Like, we are becoming so efficient, even though it is my 2026 word, that there are jobs that will no longer be needed. Like there will
Exactly.
be things that we can streamline. There will be roles in which, and when I say it won't be the high level, it won't be the people in like senior or directing roles, but it will be the workers. It's the people who actually do the manual labor of those works. And manual labor is probably not the right word because they're not going to be digging the holes. It'll be the manual thinking. It'll be the people who are inputting data, the people who are doing things that AI can very quickly, with a few prompts,
Of course.
succinctly do it, and it can be very efficient for a business and be very cost cutting. Customer service, for example, I cannot tell you how many retailers are now using AI as their very first point of call for sending their customers through the customer service channel. Another one, which I think people need to be super aware of, is AI photography. Many, many platforms no longer actually use photographers to shoot the product on models. They just pop the prompts in, use the product, pop it into the upload, and you can get, it is frightening how realistic the image is of that dress or piece of jewelry or whatever it is on the AI model that doesn't exist. No one's paid for it. There's no likeness. And you can do it without having a whole day photo shoot. You can do thousands of products in a couple of uploads. It's crazy.
You can also like fake diversity really easily.
Well, I mean, you can fake everything. The models
Yeah.
are not real. Like we've seen it happen on some radio stations.
That being said, though, I listened to a podcast about this recently, and I don't want it to be too doom and gloom.
I know we've really taken
But
this.
people said the same thing about the internet. People said the same thing when the internet was like really introduced and mainstream, that it would take all of the jobs, and it didn't. It just
created more
shifted.
jobs.
Well, it just changed what the jobs were, and I mean, I'm not sure if this is a perfect comparison because I think AI has the potential to potentially take over more
This is
employment, but sometimes I'm a bit like, are we being a little bit alarmist?
No,
by
we are not.
worrying and like, will it look different? Yes. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Time will
Well,
tell.
I think the reality is there's a lot of people, and that's why they have like coding schools now. Like kids go to coding camps. That's a real thing. Like there would just be so many more people who work in tech over other industries. Tech
Yeah.
will be the biggest industry and the biggest growth. Anyway, I think we took it too seriously. I
No,
just wanted to talk about
it's
bots bitching
fascinating.
about each other on a platform. I don't know if you've seen this on your Instagram feeds recently. However, I have been fed it over and over. Keeshia, you have also. Keeshia put this in the group chat in our like content like little dump, and I was like, oh my God, I thought it was just me. I thought the algorithm for some reason was targeting me with this and thought that I was really into it. Turns out Keeshia thought the same thing. I'm wondering if any of you have seen it. Something that we have both gone down the rabbit hole in recently.
Not by choice.
No, not by choice. I've not done any extra research on this. I would like it to be known. Okay, it is men who have gone and gotten leg lengthening surgery. It's a thing. People are documenting it online. They were once upon a time short kings who didn't want to be short kings, who so deeply wanted to be taller that they have their legs broken. They have metal like screws attached to either side of like the femur. And every day they have to turn a dial to stretch the space between the broken part of the bone so that more bone regenerates. It seems like the most painful, the most long-term recovery and unnecessary procedure. There's a lot of men doing it. What's happening?
You know what the crux thing
Why?
is? I know you guys say you've just gotten into this. I fell down that rabbit hole about 2 years ago. Like it's been going on for quite a while, but I feel like there's one main influencer, leg length influencer that like took off online.
The leg length influencer.
Yeah,
What
well,
do
I
you do
think-
online? I influence people to leg length.
The one that I was thinking, he is though. The one that is his whole personality. The one I'm thinking of, I think he actually got it done twice. He went back and like re-lengthened. And the crazy thing is, it's not just lengthening your legs and then all of a sudden you're taller and you go about your life. This particular man still can't walk properly. He walks with crutches. He walks with a really unusual gait. In a way, I just think, what headspace must you have been in to want that extra inch or two, but to sacrifice the way you walk for the rest of your life?
He's actually added 22 centimeters.
That's
It's the one guy.
huge.
His name is Leon Tremba. It's LE_Tremba. You are right. He's had it done twice. So the first one must have been like roughly 11 centimeters, and he recovered from that, had to
Yeah.
relearn to walk, and then he's had it done again.
Okay, so he has 186,000 followers, this guy. I've just looked him up.
He's a
And
leg
his-
influencer.
And his blogger, like little profile, his like little influencer bio is, I broke my leg to become taller, 172 centimeters to 194 centimeters. Hear me out. Do you think that because he has created an identity around having his legs lengthened, so for example, like, you know, he's obviously gained followers off the back of it, he's got a YouTube around it, this was like the thing that made him special. So when you've done it once and it's then done and it's finished, you're no longer special anymore. You're no longer getting the clicks and the comments and everything else. Do you think he's addicted to the heightening or the leg lengthening, or do you think he's addicted to the profile that it's built online for himself and hence why he had to go back and do it a second time? Like, for me, this is the most insane surgery because I know that some people have it and they add 5. I remember there being a story about a woman, a girl, who wanted to be an air flight hostess, but you had to be over a certain height, and she had it done. This was quite a few years ago, and she had like 5 centimeters added to be able to clip over the right height, you know, to be able to become an air flight hostess. But this person has like deformed themselves. Like, this is no longer within the space of it being like a cosmetic enhancement. This is a psychological issue, I think, and a question that should be raised. If someone's coming into a surgery and saying, I want to add 20 centimeters, I'd be saying, let's add some therapy time first and then let's do the 20 centimeters.
Who was she that called you a short king and you were
Yes.
super offended?
Also, is this, like, are we that obsessed with being tall? Is it, for men, is it that? I guess it is, right? Everyone kind of says, I want a guy over 5 foot. I mean, over 6 foot.
There's a movie, and I was just thinking about it. I was just searching for it. I don't know if you saw it, The Materialist with Dakota Johnson. It came out last year. It's like a rom-com. Dakota Johnson's the lead. Pedro Pascal's in it. And
love him.
That is actually a theme of the show. He's this like really wealthy guy. He's a catch, but he, for some reason, is single, like in his 40s. And he meets Dakota Johnson. She is like she sets dates up, a matchmaker. She's a matchmaker. And they end up sort of like falling in love and getting together. Then, it does lead you to start thinking like, God, he's such a catch. He's so amazing. And then it comes out that he tells her he lengthened his legs because he was so short and couldn't get women. And so that becomes a theme of the movie last year. And then she finds out and she's like, oh, that, like, you know, it doesn't change anything, whatever, but she breaks up with him.
Because he had leg lengthening surgery, because she knew the DNA would be short at the end of the day.
They don't say that from memory, but it was sort of implied, yeah, because everything seemed to be going well. And then he says that he was going to propose, but he's like, I had my legs lengthened. It's weird, man.
We need to be, and I know that women face so many criticism all the time. Like, I know we face criticisms on everything, but height is a huge criticism that men face. And
baldness.
height and baldness is probably the only real two, I would say.
And
but like,
dick size.
Yeah,
oh,
dick size.
yeah.
They,
Actually, there's
look,
a few. That's a few.
we
Sorry.
have it harder. They have it hard, but we have it harder.
It's true, but height is one, and height is one that I think is an unfair one because, and I don't want to make this about men versus women specifically, but there's nothing against people who make it very specific that they want someone over 6 foot, right? Like, even women who are short, and I'm speaking purely in heterosexual relationships, even women who are short will say, I want a 6 foot guy. Like, Keeshia,
Stop looking at me.
You are someone who is like, I want a 6 foot guy. And
I don't actually know if I've ever shared this on the podcast. Once I dated a guy who was 6'11". I'm 5 foot.
you're like, throw
1
me
to
around,
2.
daddy.
5'1" to 2.
Mm.
And I actually felt so sorry for him. I obviously saw this over the months that we were, you know, seeing each other. There was never a conversation that he had for the first time with someone that was about anything else. You know,
About
it
the
was
height difference.
always about his height. No, it had nothing to do. I mean, the height difference did make him look even taller than he actually was because I'm so short. So, you know, the comparison was large.
It made it look even more extreme.
Every single time we walked into a cafe, a grocery store, like no matter what it was, the only thing that someone would say to him was, "Oh my gosh, you're so tall."
But you know what, though? Like, it's the patriarchy working against men in that instance as well, right? Because obviously women want to feel little and petite next to their partners, blah, fucking blah, blah, blah. Like, I've dated guys who have been shorter than me. I've dated guys that are taller than me. But when you are, you know, I guess like dating someone who is significantly shorter, which I have dated, at the start, there is a moment where you feel bigger. And the patriarchy has told us for many, many, many moons that we as women should be smaller than our male, but we want to be protected. We want to be small. We want to be like, you know, taken care of, thrown around. We need to be saved, all of that stuff, right? And so, like, unfortunately, there are men out there who are suffering the consequences of the fucking patriarchy that did it to them. Why are you laughing at me?
I just had a flashback of a memory that I've forgotten that you just reminded me of.
Oh, God.
No, I just want to tell you, I remember because I've also dated people that are my height, shorter, and obviously like the Bens who are taller. I remember I was dating this guy. He was French. He was lovely, but he was shorter than me, and he was, I don't want to say smaller than me, but he wasn't big and muscly. He was just a
smaller
frame guy, but he was a beautiful guy. But I'll just never forget this moment, and it just took me back there right then, where we were having sex for the first time, and he had cooked me a lovely dinner. Anyway, he picked me up to try and have that moment of like, and I used to be
I will crush you.
I used to be quite fit and like strong.
You still? What do you mean you used to be?
No, but I was musclier. I was like CrossFitter. Right. I was like muscle weighs more than fat. Like I was a very, I don't want to say built, but I was strong.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'9". I'm not tiny. Anyway, I remember him picking me up and it was supposed to be hot and sexy and I could just tell he was struggling and it was so awkward. And I remember my eyes, like I was around his waist and he was trying to take me to another room and I was like, I'm not going to make it. I was like clinging on for dear life for him, not for me. But I was like, this guy can't let this guy. And I just remember my eyes over his shoulder were like I was just like, this is not going well. And I hate to say it,
but you lost your erection.
the shortness didn't bother me, but that moment did. I was like, I just feel like this is how you die. I fall on you and you die. I'm like,
Look, I mean, it's a funny thing that we laugh at. And I know that there's going to be some people that are like, you shouldn't make fun of height. We're not making fun of height.
I'm not making fun of height.
What we're making fun of here, though, is the system that's been created, right? Like, we are a fucking cog in it. And, you know, we've all dated guys who are shorter, probably except for Keeshia.
Yeah, I've never.
But I've dated guys who are shorter.
4 foot.
And I've dated guys that are taller. It made no difference to me, like, at the end of the day. But what would make a difference to me would be dating a man who was so insecure about his height that he needed to go and get leg lengthening surgery.
Yeah.
And I mean, not to like bring this back to MAFS, but just very quickly, one of the very sort of funny moments that's happened in the last couple of episodes is Chris. So Chris is he's going to be really disliked. Like, okay, he's very defensive. He has zero warmth, and he said that he doesn't want to date a fat person. Like, he's pretty gross in terms of the stuff that he's been saying.
Ick.
It's really problematic. I know Keisha's face. If you see this guy, you would have an issue.
He would never date Keeshia. He said he's got a fake tannic.
Oh, he also has a fake tannic.
I don't wear fake tan.
Not anymore.
You tried to
used
fake tan spray us at your house all the time. You had to try to have fake tan parties.
That was once upon a time. That was past Keeshia.
Keeshia was like, come over, we're spraying.
So he's really revolting in terms of his specifications. But one thing that he gets hung up on, and it's so evident that this man has deep insecurities, like deep. I'm not saying that that's a get out of jail free card. What I'm saying is like, him wanting these things, you can tell doesn't come from confidence. It comes from just this like pathetic insecurity. The producer is questioning him on being 5'9". She's like, you're 5'9". The offense he takes to not being 6 foot, that he goes and measures himself with a measuring tape and he's fighting the producer on being 6 foot, not 5'9".
That's not the difference of like,
A
you can
couple
tell
of
when someone's
centimeters.
yeah,
Who
you can tell when
cares?
someone's 5'9" versus 6 foot.
But the point of that story is, who fucking cares? Why is 6 foot this magical number? But, you know, it's real, it exists, and at the moment our Instagram feeds are full of it.
Can I ask you a question? How do we feel about this? Because you just said the problem isn't the height, the problems are the insecurity, right? But then should that be looked at any different to a woman's insecurity? Like, how many women might go and get breast implants because they're insecure about being flat-chested? Like, is it only that we have a problem with it because it's men, and historically speaking, because of the patriarchy, they shouldn't feel that? Because when you compare it like that, plenty of women go and get cosmetic surgery for different reasons because they feel insecure. So it makes me actually wonder. I know it's a crazy surgery, but if we take away the surgery and we go back to the root cause, which is a person no, it doesn't matter what sex, that has a deep insecurity, they want to change something, we're very, I don't want to say positive and supportive when it's women, because we
we're quick
always
to criticize men.
Yeah, it just feels a little bit different.
I think it is because of the severity of the recovery.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were told, oh, getting a breast implant might mean that you need to relearn to breathe for the space of 12 months and you might never breathe properly again.
But that is off the breast implants do that, and they do leak toxins into your body, and you do get a lot of different
I think the fact is that the possibility of deformities, of impacted gait or walk, like there's so many risks with this. And that's not to say that there aren't risks with other plastic surgeries, but I do think that I have a negative view on plastic surgeries where the risk completely outweighs the aesthetic outcome. Like I think BBLs are crazy. Like I genuinely do. And I know that people have them done, and this is not a judgment on you if you're going to do it, but like you cannot convince me that that is a smart idea to do. Like
it's very high risk.
It is the most high risk plastic surgery, and so many people have had heart attacks and died. I feel the same about this. It is such a crazy, intense surgery, and it obviously is so linked to people who have height dysphoria and other mental, I guess, perceptions around their looks and how they feel about themselves. That I do get what you're saying, Britt. It is very gendered, but I feel differently about things like hair transplants, for example. Like go for gold. If you want to get a hair transplant, like I don't think anything of it.
The thing with this is there are so many different surgeries, and every surgery has a risk. As soon as you go under anesthesia, we know it's a risk. But for this, the results could impact your life so astronomically that you can never walk properly again. Are those few centimeters worth not having a normal walking gait?
The only thing that I'm relieved about is finding out that Laura's also been targeted with this type of content, because I thought it was like, you know, the algorithm knows everything, and I thought that this was marketing. I thought, like, hey, Keeshia, you could add a couple centimeters.
It's probably that as well. There's probably a bit of that. They're like, hey, this girl looks short.
No, the algorithm just knows what your dating preferences were, and they were like, Keeshia, you can date short men as well.
Yeah, fully.
Let's all think of the short kings out there, everyone.
Well, that is it. I hope you guys have loved the second little offcuts. Please keep your Ask Uncuts coming in. Your accidentally unfiltered, your most embarrassing stories. Send all of these into Instagram, Life Uncut Podcast. We have an email, hello@lifeuncutpodcast.com. We have a YouTube. Please go hit subscribe. And I don't want to brush over that. We really, really want you to go to our YouTube and join the family
You can
there.
see Brittany drinking breast milk.
Well, I don't know if I'd say drinking.
Lapping it up.
I couldn't bring myself to actually drink out of a cup.
You guys didn't see this, but she's actually been sipping on that shot glass
The whole
time. Yeah, she's been drinking it the whole time. She's almost drunk 100.
She's milk drunk.
She's drunk 180 mils.
I'm gonna
Good
take it
job,
home.
sweetie. Great feed.
Good job. You're doing great, sweetie. You know the drill. Tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your dog, tell your friends, and share the love because
We love love.
We love love. I was yawning.
Oh, I
Sorry.
just
I'm
started
really tired.
yawning.
I've had no sleep. Good night,
poor
guys.
Keeshia went solo then.